Welcome everybody to the Thursday, January 16th, 2025 Town Council meeting. As always, we like to start out with the Pledge of Allegiance. And I would love to have Bob in the front row lead us off.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Mimi told me to do that, so. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as submitted? Do we have a second? We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Perfect. All right, minutes from the December 12th, 2024 Town Council meeting. Motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
So moved?
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Perfect. All right, schedule appointments. We don't have any. We're going right into reports. The first one is the town administrator report. The report is in board docs for our residents. It's also in board docs. So if you would like to read it, please log in and you can get it. If you need us to print out a copy for you and leave it downstairs for you, you're more than welcome for that too.
Good evening, everybody. Linda Vassallo, Town Administrator. Just a couple of quick things tonight. I'm happy and thrilled to report I just finished up my almost 7th month here, and we've, aside from the fact I've been driving the team crazy, we're close to having an idea of what final SOPs we need, so we've made a lot of progress there. Next month, we will be bringing the town parking discussion to work session that I've been working with Councilman Hummel on. And in your packages today, you have an updated schedule for when you can receive your council packages each month, and we're going to try and get that to you a week early. You also have your updated directives. And then I wanted to let you know that yesterday we had our first quarterly meeting with the new town administrator with Chesapeake Beach and the water and sewer partners. The meeting went really well. I felt like it was very productive and a sense of renewed collaboration. And I think we're going to be on a very good forward path here. We're working on getting progress on their current project updates, trying to get copies of budgets and understanding of their capital plan. And we're looking forward to getting a list of next steps together and meeting in between the next quarterly meeting to try and figure out what we're going to do together as a group with a positive approach forward. So I feel pretty good about it. Donnie Bowen was with me yesterday. Mayor Wall was at the meeting, so I think we're all on the same page. That's it for me tonight, unless you have any questions.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
At the swearing in, some of the new town council were interested in a tour of the plant, in which they said that would be great. They'll take them on a tour. I would love to get in on that if that's something we're able to do.
Absolutely. I actually spoke with the mayor about that, and the new town administrator has committed to do that. I don't have a date, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know. So, and I assume that we want to go with that town council, with Chesapeake Beach Town Council.
Absolutely.
That's what I thought. Okay. That's it.
Other questions? All right. Let's move into the Calvert County Sheriff's Department monthly report. We have a special guest tonight. Every dog in North Beach knows who this one is.
Not everyone anymore.
Not
Been
everyone.
on nights
All
for too long now.
Deputy Gilmore, thank you so much for being here tonight. Warmer in here than outside.
Yes, definitely is. Problem is we put all these layers on and then we come
Oh, yeah.
inside. and
We'll let
it's-
you leave as soon as you're done.
It's a very interesting thing. So the month of December was delightful. We don't say the S word in this job because then it comes back to us. The great thing is not a whole lot went on, and what did go on, we found most of the people. Minor arrests, no what we call part 1 crimes or high profile cases.
The report is inside, but I do have a question. I know we talked about it a little while ago, and I talked with the lieutenant. There was a situation, and I don't have the details, but Lieutenant's going to get us some information so we can get it to Dawn to get out to the public. They believe some kids on 3rd Street have been taking butane lighters and hidden handles or You have any information you can pass on?
I was just made aware of this, so I don't remember reading any report, but Sergeant Naughton and I both read them, so there's a chance that he read it. This apparently, the one that got reported was in November. And then we were made aware today that there might be additionals that were not reported. So we're gonna go back through, I have the case number of the one that was reported, and I'll write up a blurb. I'm gonna put it out on the town, on our Facebook page, and then I'll forward whatever blurb or picture to whoever wants that. And then I'll have the sheriff's office put it out too, just to see if anybody else has any matching damages to come forward so that we can get an idea of if this was bigger than what we already have found out about.
And one of the conversation was the more residents that could put ring cameras out, that's a wonderful thing to catch people. So, you know, we will at least circle back around, let everybody know what's going on and give you all an update, but stay tuned. You'll see it out there. And as we know more, everybody and our residents will know. Any questions for Nikki before she leaves? Nope. All right. Thank you. You can go back out to the cold. All right. Marketing and public relations, Dawn.
1 second, I have someone waiting.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry about that. Good evening, Mayor and Council. It seems like so long ago I did my report. It was in December, which was only a couple weeks ago. We had a very successful polar bear plunge on the coolest event day of the year, January 1st. We had 462 participants jump in the water. They jumped in, they ran in, they dove in, some went in 2 or 3 times, some stayed in too long, but it was a success. We had 39 business sponsors this year. 19 of them were our North Beach businesses, so that's take that as a plus. Anyway, just want to publicly thank all of the plungers and all of the sponsors because after maybe a day or 2 or 3, we're going to have a nice donation check for the Ladies of Charity. They receive the net proceeds of this, and we're happy to give that to them. I'm glad to be a part of that. The other thing I'll mention, and Rick may talk about this as well, the community development module for the website. Rick's been working hard on that. My part of it will be an outreach plan when we get to that point. We're not quite there yet, but once we have more of a firm go live date, we'll get the information out to all of you and to the residents on how to utilize that system. Any questions?
Yep, I want to thank everyone who attended, who supported, all the staff. We have our new MC for life. We told him that a couple times now, and that's Anthony Green, newly elected Chesapeake Beach Town Council member. We will allow him over here because he's our MC for life. He did a phenomenal job keeping the crowd involved. It was a really festive day, though outside was kind of, I mean, the wind was blowing cold. The water temperature, I think, was 39 or 42 or 39.
42.4.
So that's cold. It's cold. If you didn't get in the water, don't tell me it wasn't cold. It was cold. So any questions for Dawn? All right, cool. Thank you.
And thank Phil and his staff
Oh, yeah.
for, all they
Absolutely.
do that day.
All the staff, we had the fire department there, we had the police department there. It was a great, great turnout. And I cannot say enough. I've said it probably 1,000 times sitting up on the dais here that the Ladies of Charity are such an absolute joy. They show up in forces. They don't back down from supporting, from helping, and they just kick butt. And they're such a blessing to our community. I believe on Christmas, they gave out 249 meals, full meals, not just one thing. And they're out there in the cold. And funny part is that they have so many volunteers that it's hard for everyone to actually work that day because they have so many volunteers. So if you see them, you can't miss them. They have the yellow hats. They have Bessie the truck. And they have a YouTube channel. Please take a look at their YouTube channel. I do a lot of cameos in that YouTube channel. A good way, though, a good way. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dawn. Again, thank you. All right. Plan, zoning, code enforcement. Rick.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. It's kind of a slow month. Been spending a lot of time trying to get the new software up and running. Calvert County has been a big help with getting the GIS mapping put in place. So I believe we are on schedule for a full launch, hopefully by June or July.
And so what he's talking about is our permits.
Permitting, licensing, plan reviews, code enforcement.
So everyone, anyone can log into this module and see what's going on. Calvert County has been doing something similar for many years, but it's going to really allow our residents to know more what's going on and get, feedback quickly. We got a lot of improvements coming with our communication to our public. So I'm excited and I can't wait till we can hit the switch and we say that part's checked off. Any questions for Rick? His report is in board docs. All right, thank you so much.
How far back does the permit history go?
It depends. We'll be able to put most of the permit history in. And part of that'll come when we move from one of the storage things that we use now for,
The cloud.
to move it forward. So we'll be able to get most of it.
Our goal is the best is to get where we are now, moving forward in there, and then we'll start, cleaning up the back. All right, thank you. All right. Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This report period, we've been working really hard with the staff on CIP projects. We're trying to clean up anything we have left from projects we had started, make sure to get RFPs in place for new projects. And I think I talked about this a little bit last month, but we have nine hot projects on the list. We're going to try to knock them out. So we'll be coming to you with a lot of requests for proposals or a lot of stuff coming up real soon here. One big project for me that we did get completed. We worked with an engineering firm and we got the Chesapeake Avenue pump station total bid package done from the engineering firm. Got a new pump station spec for there, and we'll have that soon to bring to you to get ready to put out an RFP on that project. That was built in 1984. Pump station's outlived its lifespan, so we're really looking forward to getting that station upgraded. Any questions?
I tell you, we're focused on infrastructure. We're going to do something a lot of municipalities doesn't do because infrastructure is not pretty. It's not cute. It's not what people see until your toilets don't flow and your water doesn't flow. So we're excited about making these improvements. Chesapeake Avenue, you're going to see the one on 7th Street pump station. We have a lot that's going to be coming to you, updated, and hold on tight because we're going to knock out some stuff. So any questions for DB other than thank you so much. It's funny, we go through snowstorms here and there, very few, but seems like we have more coming this year than what we had. We worked hard to get it clean and we're going to continue to improve. So just be patient and we'll make it happen. Any questions for DB before we move on?
I'd like to thank my staff for that. We had a bunch of rookies. This is the first time, I think, since I had this new crew that we had snow and they actually plowed in North Beach. So we had 4 new plow drivers and we didn't hit anything. So that was kind of, that was good. Right. It's kind of tight or whatever. Like I say, we get 2 or 3 inches here and there, but this was the first real snow we've had since we had a new crew. So, but I like to thank them. I think they did a pretty good job on the streets here. So
Thank you.
Yeah, and I just wanted to echo that to the staff because me having to leave here to go to Anne Arundel County, there was a big difference between here and there.
Oh, yeah.
And here was a lot better. So they did a great job, especially all being new and working with Donnie on this. So I just wanted to.
It was
put that out
interesting.
there, So
We got more comments, so hold tight. All right, Phil, Waterfront Department.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Phil Ashworth, the Waterfront and Parks Director. December is always my favorite month of the year, especially with, the holidays and everything. But the parade this year was the first year that the town actually held the parade as its own. And I thought it was a huge success. And I just want to make sure that, thank Dawn and Public Works. Truly everyone pitched in. Everybody on staff worked at, and it turned out to be a great thing. And then True Anthony Green has already been booked. I booked him, so he's good to go for this year. He'll be at the parade, the plunge, and the tree lighting. So he's booked, good to go.
Yeah, the parade was our first year. I know Stacy was involved with Bob Carpenter a lot when he was doing it. And then it got turned over to us when he retired, and then Stacy took it over, and then everybody, I mean, the waterfront staff, Dawn, Public Works, everybody jumped in on this one. And what was exciting is the conversation throughout and after about next year. You know, when you do an event and you have individuals at a working event saying, I can't wait till next year, you know something went well. And we're really excited about it. We had a great turnout. You know, we're always looking to get better. We're always trying to tweak it a little bit, but the lights, I want to thank Phil and his crew. They rocked the lights. I had so many comments about it. And yes, the tree is going to come down, but the weather, the cold, it really restricts how much you can do outside. But the tree will be coming down. It's not staying up all year. Phil might want it all year, but it's not going to stay all year. And we'll get her cleaned up in the next couple of weeks as hopefully the weather gives some breaks. But next week is supposed to be, what, 16 degrees?
Yep.
So please, you know, just be careful out there. Any questions for Phil before we move on? All right, good. Thank you, Phil.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, let's move into item 7. Or depends how I look at this, 6 or 7. Public comments. The Town of North Beach welcomes public comment. Please limit your public comment to 3 minutes. Public comments will also be taken in the chat box on the Zoom. Please state your name and address prior to your comment. Who do we have?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the North Beach Town Council. My name is Bob Gray and I live at 9221 Annapolis Avenue. In 2008, just before Thanksgiving, I slipped on ice in a parking lot and shattered my left femur. I now have a $25,000 left leg, $12,500 for the titanium plate and screws, and $12,000 for the doctor and hospital. Needless to say, I am now terrified of walking on ice and snow. What I have to say is not a knock on our DPW. They are understaffed and under-equipped to handle the storm that we just had. I think the snow removal plan needs to be revised in light of the recent snow events and almost 2 weeks without the temperature getting above freezing. The idea of plow twice and then let it melt does not work with a 9-inch snowfall and 2 weeks of cold weather. When the snowfall gets to 6 inches, I think a contractor should be called to assist the DPW with removal. A contingency plan for hiring a contractor with a large rubber-tired loader and 10-wheel dump trucks, along with several laborers, should be investigated for availability and costs. The large amounts of snow could be made to go away, not left in piles around the town. This would allow the DPW to forces to focus on making the roads and sidewalks safe for the public to go about their business. The availability of a suitable dump site for the snow and ice needs to be evaluated. The idea of having residents clear the sidewalk in front of their homes leads to a great variance in when and how effectively the sidewalks are cleared. Some of our residents are elderly and cannot physically shovel snow and ice. It also leads to sections of sidewalks in front of absentee owners or tenants not being cleared. For the streets, we need an actual residential parking permit program that will identify cars on the street and the cooperation of the Sheriff's Department to identify cars that do not have permits. With these, we can contact residents and others to move their vehicles so that the snow can be cleared efficiently. The boardwalk has been impassable for almost a week and a half due to the footmarks freezing and making it dangerous for pedestrians. With a wintertime staff of 2, the waterfront department is understaffed to clear the boardwalk and bike path. A group of laborers with power brooms should be hired to clear the boardwalk the day after the snow stops falling. With over 900 active post office boxes Access to the post office should be a priority, especially the handicap spaces. These spaces need to be cleared right down to the gutter. I think we need a snowy day fund. What I'm proposing won't be cheap, but I think it needs to be evaluated for a once every 5 years possibility. It could be cheaper than paying for injuries suffered by people slipping on the snow and ice, like that is built up during the recent snowfall. It also shows understanding to your constituents who need to be able to access basic supplies and medical care. I'm willing to volunteer to look into this plan along with Donnie Bowen and others as needed. And you'll all have a copy of this tomorrow morning.
Thank you so much. Good info. Anybody else? And I can tell you throughout the storm, Mr. Gray hit me up and I passed on to DB and we had that quick conversation and then I drove down there and there he was out there shoveling snow. I called DB and I said, timeout. Why is Bob down there? So we definitely will address it. We completely understand what you're saying, so we definitely will address it. Any other public comment? Anybody online? No. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody's coming. I know it's cold out there. All right, let's move right into business items. And so during our work session, we talked about some beach enhancements. So what I'm going to ask for in a second after I read this is a motion to move forward with these items. As we talked about, we're looking at piggybacking the state, the county, whomever we got to piggyback. We will keep you informed as we move forward. So here's the items that were read off. Number one, remove haul away old pylons and drive 12 new pylons in South Beach swim area. Demo X lower pier portion slips north side and remove old wooden jetty on South Beach. Build paddlecraft launch deck on North Pier. Rebuild ramp structure for ADA access to fishing pier. Purchase 2 manual boat lifts. We're also going to make sure we address ADA compliance. Build ADA and truck ramp to South Beach. Purchase sea nettle nets for expanded swim area. Enhance existing paddlecraft beach area on South Beach. New hooks and so forth for storage mainly. Those are the items that we discussed in detail earlier today, also back in November. So what I'm asking for is a motion to move forward, to give us the permission to move forward with these 8 items. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I look forward to this. And I know Councilwoman Kapler is looking forward to it. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's going to be great. All right. Let's move right into mayor and council reports. I'd like to go and we'll start with the council reports. I'd like to start down there with Councilman Dotson, please.
Thanks, Mayor. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you all for coming out. Hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Just be safe out there and see you around town.
Thank you. Councilman Troncone.
Thank you everyone for coming out. Just want to do a quick shout out to the mayor and also Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus who drove around the town late last month. That's really a great thing. Like kids love seeing that, and obviously all the staff that supported that as well. So that's a kind of a cool event. I think it kind of originally came out of COVID, but it's been nice that it's stuck around and maybe one of the good things that came out of that whole event, I guess. So thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Kapler.
Happy New Year. Happy 2025. Stay warm out there. Stay safe. Next week looks really frigid. Stay off the ice. And that's it for me. Thanks, everyone.
Councilwoman Healy.
Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you for coming out and supporting us and bringing your concerns to us. That's always important. Great job on the Christmas parade, the polar bear plunge, all the town staff, Phil and his staff on the waterfront, DPW for snow removal, and, we were dealing with a lot. So, you do the best you can with what you have, and I think we did a great job. There's always room for improvement, but all in all, we did a great job. Thank you, everyone, for coming out.
Thank you, Councilman Hummel.
Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to everybody who jumped in the water with me on the first. It was actually warmer in the water than in the air, truly. So that was fun.
Your skin was burning.
I just didn't
Water.
feel it. I really.
Exactly,
Burning.
exactly. You were numb.
The library has recently hit 100,000 visitors through the doors since they opened, and it hasn't even been a full year yet. So I'm excited to see where they end up at the year mark. I'm hoping for I want them to crack 150 because that would just be awesome. The Bayside History Museum has a talk here on the town hall this Sunday at 1 p.m. It is before the base, which is about the U.S. Navy and how it got some property down here in Southern Maryland and the history of that. And then also they put out this year's Christmas ornament as well, which is $10, and I have that at the gift shop for whenever they're open. The council should all have one as a Christmas gift. And it's a scene from early North Beach. Grace Mary, when she's back in town, hopefully will be able to come and tell us exactly where and when this was. So, other than that, thank you. See you next time.
Thank you so much, Councilman. I've had a bunch of little events to go to. I had the pleasure of going to the opening day legislative event in Annapolis. And if you look at the news, if you look at social media, you're hearing all the $2.97 billion deficit that the state is in, tax reassessments from the state, all kinds of stuff going on. And all I would tell you, if you're following along, wait until the dust settles. There's a lot of jockeying back and forth between the R's and the D's. There's a lot of media out there just throwing stuff out there to get people going crazy. Wait and see what happens. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't have any control over it. We do talk to our senator, our delegate, but at the end of the day, there's only so much we can do. At the event, it was interesting talking to some other mayors and what they're going through right now, what they're preparing for. So we will keep everyone updated as that comes down the line. Absolutely, with the Christmas, Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus around town, I think we have the best in the business. It was the coldest day ever that day. I did not dress properly. My son did. He was an elf, Sparkles, I think they called him. But it was cold. It was cold. But the looks on the kids' faces, so many kids run out of their house with shorts and no shoes on. It's staggering. They don't care. They see Mrs. Claus there. They see Santa Claus there. They got letters. It's amazing. So we did start it before or because of COVID, because we wanted kids to still have Christmas, and we're going to keep it going. We do the same thing with the Easter Bunny, so we're going to keep it going. I'm really excited about the collaboration and the renewed energy between the two towns. Talking to them, meeting with them about the wastewater treatment plant. Be a resource for them. They have a new mayor. He was a former mayor. And then they're out of the 6 council members, 1 was elected before. So they really, and then they have a new town administrator, very new to the job. I would say give them some patience over there. We are working with them, with our staff and so forth. But I'm excited about where the future is going to lead with resolving some challenges that we've all read about in the paper and on news and Facebook. So we're going to fix that. Christmas lights, I can't say it enough. I'm going to thank Phil, staff, thank everybody. I can't tell you how many people I run into on the boardwalk or out in public. We come here for the lights. Thank you so much. It's wonderful. The Christmas tree lighting was, I think, one of the biggest ones yet. So, our town is small, but we do a lot. And it's because of staff, because of council, and because of the residents is why so many people want to move to North Beach. There's a line to move to North Beach because it's an amazing town because of residents and the council and staff. So I want to thank everybody for coming here tonight. I know it's cold. If you have a neighbor, if you know somebody, if they don't have to be a senior, they could be whatever. If they're having problems with their water, the cold, their pipes, We will help where we can. We can close the vents. We'll do whatever to help them out. So please reach out to us, reach out to town hall, call us. You know, we'll do whatever we can to help our residents out. We really will. Just, you got to let us know. We only know sometimes till after the fact when the pipes burst, and by then it's too late. So other than that, I want to thank you for coming tonight. I want to thank staff for being here tonight, council. It's time for everybody to go home and get warm. If you're hungry, Councilman Dotson is providing food for everybody at his house. Pizza. Okay. They're neighbors if you can't tell. Other than that, can I have a motion to adjourn? So moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Hearing none, signify by saying aye.
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 So moved. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.